But beyond world of matter, nature of matter, there is another reality. That is the nature of spiritual reality, known as the spiritual sky, or you can say Kingdom of God. Kingdom of God, where God, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, resides along with His associates. There God is not alone. God is with His associates. An important person, the more important a person is, greater is the number of his entourage and associates. So now consider the greatest personality. Why should he be alone? He must be surrounded by innumerable associates. Now those associates are called the spirit souls or living entities. We are His parts and parcels. And as parts and parcels, we can actually exist in two different ways. We can exist in a free state, or we can be in an imprisoned state or conditioned state. Now those who are in the material nature, they are in that conditioned state due to their becoming separated from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the Supreme Spirit. And when we are connected to Him, then we also remain in our spiritual identity. But when we become separated from Him, then we come to this material nature and become bound by this material nature. We become materialized. We literally become materialized. Originally we are spiritual, but coming to this material nature, we became materialized. That is, although we are spiritual, but we are identifying ourselves with our bodies. In this respect, I'll mention a very simple philosophical phenomena which has been exemplified through an example, that the fire and spark. A spark is fire only as long as it is in connection with fire. When the spark comes out of the fire, what happens to the spark? The spark becomes extinguished, and it falling onto a heap of ash, it becomes ash. It was actually fire as a spark, but coming out of fire, it lost its fiery qualities, and falling into the heap of ash, now it has become ash. Similarly, we are minute spiritual entities, like spiritual sparks. When we become isolated from the Lord by losing our connection with Him, then we lose our spiritual qualities, and falling into matter, we start to identify ourselves with matter. Although we are spiritual, but we lost our spiritual identity and spiritual qualities. Now, if again this spark, a speck of inflammable speck, if it has to become spark again, how can it become spark again? Simply by being connected to the fire. Take that back into fire, what will happen? It will become fire again. So similarly, when we develop our relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Spiritual Personality, we regain our spiritual identity. So when we are in connection with the Lord, when we are related to the Lord, then we are spiritual, in our free spiritual condition. But when we become isolated from Him, then we fall into this material nature, which is His external energy, and we lose our spiritual identity, and we become bound by matter.